Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So sorry. I am so sorry. Yesterday I had such a wonderful session. Whenever the feed fall or drops, and I get back on live, then YouTube notifies you, and then you can come back on, right? Okay, but of course, you know by now that I'm going to create a playlist out of this, and I will send that out later on in the day, right? Okay, but for those of you who are sticking with me and through thick and thin, I thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so I was actually about to play a clip for you of the Prime Minister and the Minister of Health um, when the feed fell. So here goes. I'm gonna play the clip. So just listen to the clip and then we'll talk afterwards. I want to start the press conference by addressing a most upsetting issue. I mean, it is a issue that is personally upsetting to me. And to me too. Even at this early stage, from the information in the public domain so far, it appears that the duty of care owed to Jodian Fearon was not executed. The case must be fully investigated. Absolutely. And already the police have commenced their own investigation to determine if anyone was criminally negligent. But even before the case is complete, I think the public sentiment of being totally appalled, of being angry at the situation is very much justified. Absolutely. In the midst of crisis, no matter what the panic is, no matter what the fear is, we must all seek to protect lives. Amen. And a strong message has to be sent from all levels of government that this incident does not reflect the government's position. This is not something that we will in any way seek to have hidden, covered up, not thoroughly investigated. The full force of the state and all its resources must be placed in ensuring we get to the bottom of this issue, and those who are responsible must be held to account. There can be no second guessing this. Many calls have been made about how that investigative process should be done. The cabinet spent some time considering how this should be done, and we have decided that we want to ensure that whatever action the government takes in investigating, that it in no way promotes any legal action that any of the parties involved may seek to take. So we have asked the Attorney General to consider carefully the direction in which the government's investigation into this matter should go. Already, administrative investigations are underway and probably by now completed. I'll invite the Minister of Health to give an update as to where we are in terms of our administrative investigation. But there have been calls for other forms of investigation, which we are sympathetic to, we have considered, but we just want to be sure that whatever action that we take, it does not in any way impact upon other civil or criminal actions that could be taken in our courts. So by tomorrow, the Attorney General will give us some advice, and then we will speak further as to how the government will proceed. The matter brings out an issue which the entire Jamaica must be sensitive to. And that is the issue of stigmatizing persons who are either confirmed positive or suspected to be positive. The extreme cases have come to my attention of families being totally ostracized by their communities, members of communities put out of their community, people threatened with violence. And now we have a situation where a young Jamaican has died. We all, and I started with the point and I want to end on this point, we must always remember our humanity. We cannot allow fear and panic to overtake good sense and professional duty. Minister Tufton.
Okay, so I'm going to listen now to the Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton. He's going to speak now, and then I'll give you my 2 sentences, okay? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. Colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the listening public. First of all, I want to just echo the sentiments expressed by the Honourable Prime Minister as it relates to young Jodian Fearon. For me, as the person leading the charge at the level of the Ministry of Health and Wellness against the COVID-19 threat, this incident represents for me one of the saddest moments in the series of events which has seen many challenges associated with this particular threat. I'm indeed saddened by the occurrence which has led up to young Jodian Fearon's untimely passing, and I believe all of us in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, indeed, as the Prime Minister said, all of us at cabinet level and all of the country are understandably upset about the incident. When news came of what transpired, I immediately consulted with the key technocrats of the ministry, the leadership, also the leadership of a number of the hospitals involved, and I have asked for a thorough investigation at the level of the ministry and report to be generated so that a determination can be made as outlined by the Prime Minister for the strongest possible actions to be taken to bring justice where justice is required, but also to ensure that this does not reoccur in any way, shape, or form. The reason, if I were to advance one, why we do not have a final report to share with the country, and why I ask for patience until another day or so, perhaps tomorrow, hopefully, is because the incident involves a number of institutions. So it started out with the Andrews Memorial Hospital Health Institution with a private patient, which Jodian Fearon was. It involved or included not too long after the Victoria Jubilee Hospital, then the Spanish Town Hospital, and then the University Hospital of the West Indies. All of those institutions were asked to submit the appropriate reports and information so that an assessment can be made and a final report drafted which would reflect all the concerns, all the sentiments of the particular situation. And so we have in possession those reports from the individual institutions. The team is now weighing over those reports with the intention of producing a final report. Based on those consultations, as discussed at Cabinet, I believe we'll be in a position for the matter as early as tomorrow sometime. So I ask the country for their patience, even though I fully understand and appreciate the upset that this has caused. And again, I express condolences to the family members, to the friends of young Jodian Fearon, who I have no doubt are getting more details on this particular situation.
Yeah, you heard it from the horse's mouth, guys. This is not going away anytime soon, right? This is a developing story, as you know. From Sunday, I've been giving you, information as I get it, right? And you see, it has dominated the press conference. Condolences to the family, and you heard the Prime Minister and you heard the Minister of Health, right? There's a criminal investigation underway, guys. There's a civil investigation going on, okay? There's an administrative investigation going on. I read for you Andrew's statement. Remember, I told you Andrew Memorial, they issued their statement, and I read that for you, okay? I understand that UHWI also issued a statement. I have not seen the statement, but the gist of what I've heard about the statement is that they are saying that they sent persons to Andrews for Jodian. Don't know what happened, why she did not end up there, and she ended up in Spanish Town instead. Okay, and Andrew said they weren't going to accept her. So we're having conflicting reports. And as I said it before, well, I didn't say it here, but I tweeted it on Twitter. I said, I expect that each institution is going to have a different story, and all of them are going to be passing the buck, right? They're all going to be playing the blame game, but the buck has to stop somewhere. Where that stops, we will know soon enough, right? The family has retained attorney, Mr. Buchanan, or Buchanan, as some pronounce it, right? And the gentleman, the pathologist, went. I don't know if they've already had the autopsy, right? But if not, you would have been going to the autopsy, right? And the JCF, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, they also have a representative there because it's also a criminal investigation, right? So um, I was on Twitter and I noticed the mother has stopped speaking. And I saw that I knew immediately that she had retained an attorney, because an attorney would have said to her, no, don't say anything, nothing more. You know that, right? Less is more. And so she was tweeting all along on Twitter. Now she is silent. She has nothing more to say. She didn't even say anything about the birthday today being her daughter's birthday and all that. So I know the attorney is involved now. So guys, everybody trying to cross their T's and dot their I's. And when the horse has already gone through the gate, yeah? So, yeah, we're going to hear a lot more about this. And I'm telling you, some things are going to come out of this. Anything in the dark must come to light. And out of this, I expect some good to come out of this, okay? Out of this messy situation, this is a mess that I expect that good is going to come out of. There are going to be some changes that have to be made in terms of protocols, in terms of the system. System is broken, guys. The healthcare system is broken. Sharing the healthcare professionals, despite the fact that they're supposed to be our heroes, because we have had very bad experiences with a lot of nurses and doctors. We've had very bad experience with them. And so while we would have loved to cheer them as our heroes, there are so many bad apples in that bunch. You understand? And it's sad, and it is true. And things like COVID-19 and what happened with this young lady is bringing these things to fore and exposing these things. But guess what? They have to be exposed so that you can have changes, right? This is how we have changes in a system. The system has to change. It cannot continue like this. Millions of dollars they will have to spend. Then I am expecting that after that, we're going to see some changes because, as they would say, head are going to roll. Yeah. All right. So that's my 2 cents on that. More to say, it's a developing story, and so there's going to be a lot more to say, going forward. So, all right. So the next story now, according to the Prime Minister, on the advice of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Cabinet decided to extend the 24-hour curfew in St. Catherine by an additional 3 days. So it commenced, guys, because it would have ended this morning, right, at 6 a.m. However, it has been extended 3 days, so it continued from this morning at 6 a.m. today, Tuesday, April 28th, and it will continue until Friday morning, right? That is the 1st of May at 6 a.m. So, as you know, today's Tuesday, so today's Wednesday, would normally over there be a no movement day, right? But tomorrow, Wednesday, is a shopping day. So in St. Catherine, tomorrow, Wednesday, is a shopping day, right? Thursday is a no movement day, or what the PM call a stocking day. Stocking, not ladies stocking. A stocking as in stock taking, right? On Wednesday, and all the shelves would have been empty, right? And so they have to put back the goods for Friday. And so tomorrow Wednesday is shopping. Thursday is no movement unless you're a business owner or he says basically that he's looking for 20, he's looking for he said he's looking for 300 persons. In a couple of days, right? To get things under control. He's looking for a couple of persons.
I want to turn to St. Catherine. We've been observing the state of the 24-hour curfew in St. Catherine. It started off with not a very high level of compliance on the movement days that were declared. We made some adjustments, and I believe that some of the last assessment of the movement day on Saturday, and we did some assessment on Friday as well. Generally, there was a higher level of compliance, and that was due to refinement in the orders, which allowed more days, and we opened the financial institutions. But I think as well, the residents of St. Catherine themselves should be commended, because many of them have voluntarily complied with the orders. And we note, and I wish to commend the residents of St. Catherine, that on the no movement days, we have seen an extremely high level of compliance on those days. And that gives us a great deal to be confident in the sense that during those days, if there were transmission taking place on those days, that transmission would be interrupted in a significant way. Nevertheless, as Minister Tufton pointed out, being in a lockdown situation, as we call it, which is not effectively a lockdown situation, I want to be clear with Jamaica. We have put in place a 24-hour curfew with many exemptions, and we have allowed significant movement days. So you can imagine that a real lockdown could be like. We have not gone into any form of real lockdown. And but even with this minimal level of our 24-hour curfew with many exemptions, people can still feel a sense of being locked in, a sense of isolation, and it can lead to many behaviors that within themselves could create problems. So the government is the measures defeated on movement days, when everybody is moving around, when people are not following social distancing. Is that going to contribute to the spread? Run through some figures. From the numbers we have, from the 26th of April 2020, there were 196 cases in St. Catherine. 150 of those were from the workplace cluster.
America.
So it tells you that a large number, well, a significant number of the cases, this looks more like almost more than 70% of the cases in Portmore would be, in St. Catherine rather, would be from the workplace cluster. It tells me as well that the data that we have outstanding in terms that have, however, decided, as was announced last week, to take out of St. Catherine the persons that we have confirmed to be positive and some of their contacts. And the minister would have indicated that we have put in place measures for approximately 204 persons out of the entire number of that workplace cluster. And most of these persons would be persons who are positive, who have been tested and confirmed as having the virus. Now, many of them are asymptomatic, meaning that they show no the illness. So we are tracing down now another 300 persons that we would like to either take them out of the community or put them under home quarantine if their home situation allows it, or put in place other measures such as isolation if their facilities allow that. So we need the additional time. And the reason why I'm giving these numbers is that you can see that the measures that have been put in place, the public health measures of doing the contact tracing, identifying those who are infected, putting measures around them, either quarantining them or putting them in a state quarantine facility, that those measures would have largely worked. And what facilitated that would be the other measures, that is the 24-hour curfew, and even with the exemptions that we have put in place, that is the movement of essential and critical workers to be able to come to work, the movement days for shopping, that we have largely contained the outbreak in St. Catherine to the cluster at the workplace. And we need more time to continue to do this, because there may be persons who are part of that cluster or connected to that cluster who we have not yet managed to interview, to identify, and to test.
Okay.
So we have decided, and let me refer to my notes here. Cabinet has decided on their
yeah, basically it's gonna give you the days that is extending the curfew. Okay, so you heard it from the horse's mouth, guys. The reason behind the and the cabinet extending the curfew for 3 more days, right? So I don't need to go into more details with you with regard. You heard it from the horse's mouth, right? Guys, I want to get to the next story because I am going to be spending the rest of time for today on this story. Okay, there was so much at that press conference, guys. I cannot go through everything today. I won't even touch the finance minister's going to the library and find that episode, okay? Because I unpacked that, what he said at the press conference yesterday. I gave you all that information yesterday. So, Minister Kamina, the Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, she, according to the Prime Minister, she gave a comprehensive breakdown of the procedure and the protocol. Remember the talking for all of my foreigners who are online, my Jamaican who are living overseas. You want to listen up to this one. This one is for you. All of you who want to return to Jamaica, but the border is closed. This is for you. So right now, if you're listening and you have someone overseas who want to come back to Jamaica, go share the link with them right away. Call them, tell them to come and listen up, because I'm going to be giving you information that is pertinent to you. Every Jamaican overseas right now who wishes to return home, you want to listen to this because that's very important. The Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith, she really unpacked it for us yesterday. All right, so let me give you this story. So according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Jamaicans overseas who wish to return home as part of the controlled re-entry program, must register online and obtain all COVID-19 related information. According to the minister, returning Jamaicans must agree to a 14-day quarantine period. Listen to me. There is red ends, okay? And your relatives can't come and look for you in quarantine. You're going to have to go through quarantine, right? Okay. She also says persons who are being quarantined will be placed together. So you're not going to be having your own room like at the Ritz-Carlton, right? Or at the Holiday Inn or at Sandals. If you're even at Sandals, you'll be with company because you're going to be placed together. Okay, that's what the minister says. You're going to be placed together and going to be monitored daily during the 14-day period that you're going to be under quarantine for. So if you want to come back to Jamaica, but it's just because you want to come back, but not really because you need to come back right now, you might want to reconsider, because you're going to have to be quarantined for 14 days and monitored every day. And you're not going to have your own room. You're going to be placed together with other persons. Okay. The minister says, we cannot keep our borders closed indefinitely, and our citizens have a right to return home. Their re-entry must be done in a manner that protects and preserves the health of all Jamaicans and must therefore be within the capacity of our public health care system. Yeah? Okay, so she said, I'm going to unpack it for you. She said the pilot, remember they did a pilot of the Jamaicans who were in Antigua, and the Antiguan government was sending a late flight for their students who were at UA. So approximately 40, as I understand it, was a little bit more than 40 students. Up to now, they haven't given us an exact number, but it's approximately 40 plus students that were who were taken on that flight, who returned to Antigua. So, of course, the flight was coming to Jamaica anyway, plus persons. Now, the pilot, basically, I'm going to unpack is what they did in order for these persons to return. They all had to go online onto the website. All of that information I'm going to give to you today, but they all had to do that in order to return to Jamaica. And according to the minister, it was successful. She said it worked end to end perfectly. Her words. She said it worked end to end perfectly with all 20 plus persons who came back on that flight. So the controlled re-entry protocol works, she says. It works perfectly. Okay. And so what I'm about to tell you, it's not something that they're wondering if it's going to work. It's something that they know work because they had a pilot and it worked. All right. So she says there are no resources to charter flights for anyone. Okay. We don't have it like that. So persons who are coming back to Jamaica must book their own flight. You're going to have to pay for your own plane ticket to return to Jamaica. Okay. All right. The airlines have been notified that only persons with return tickets can rebook. And we don't even going to get to the rebooking part here yet. I'm breaking it down for you now, guys. Listen carefully. And like I said, call, share the link. Anyone you know who is overseas and in the diaspora wants to return to Jamaica or need to return to Jamaica, listen up. Okay. So she says, excuse me, the website to go to, because you have to register online. The website to go to is jamcovid19.moh.gov.jm. I'm going to give that to you again. It's JAMCOVID19, right? .moh.gov.jm. jamcovid19.moh.gov.jm. www.moh.gov.jm. Okay, this is a 0 rated website, guys. 0 rated. It means you do not need data or Wi-Fi to access this website. It's 0 rated. Okay, so there's no excuse. I would have is 0 rated, and it works. And that's the website to go to register. Now, when you're going to that website to register, you're going to have some information. So let me listen up. Let me give you the information you're going to need to register. You must have your passport number, and it must be a Jamaican passport. It must be issued by the Jamaican government, which is PICA or PICA, if you want to pronounce it, right? The Passport and Immigration Services, right? In Jamaica, it must be issued by PICA, and you're going to need that along with your email address. Your email address, guys, is going to be your unique identifier, because she said her words. Your email address is going to be your unique identifier. So you're going to need to have an email address. So for those of you who do not have an email address, you're going to call your daughter or your son or your mother or your father or your relative or your cousin or your friend and ask that person to help you to set up an email address. There are quite a few free email addresses out there. I was wondering if Gmail was paying her, because she mentioned Gmail. So Gmail is a free mail, right? Like Yahoo is out there also, like Hotmail. All of these accounts out there are free, and you can choose one of them. To be honest with you, of all of those, Gmail is really the best. I must say, because I have also. So yeah, so you can get an email, a free email, but you're going to need an email. It's going to be your unique identifier, right? Okay, and you're going to also need to information like, which day did you leave Jamaica? They're going to want to know the date you leave Jamaica. They're going to want to know the reason for your travel. Why did you leave Jamaica? Listen up, guys. I'm unpacking it for you, right? This is what it's going to take for you to return to Jamaica. Okay, so they're going to want to know the date you left. This information to determine your eligibility to return to Jamaica at this time, right? You're going to be asked also health questions, guys. Duh, right? Because we are in a pandemic and you want to return during this pandemic. So there are going to be health questions that are going to be asked of you, right? They're going to want to know, do you have any respiratory illnesses, any underlying illnesses? Are you hypertensive, diabetic? What kind of illnesses do you have? Where have you been in the last couple of days, the last 14 days, etc.? You understand? Because they're going to establish of you coming here, whether or not you have COVID-19. So they're going to ask questions like, were you sneezing and coughing and so on and so forth, and what kind of illnesses do you have? They're going to want to know all of that. Now, guys, they are quite adamant to let you know that the information they provide is kept with strict confidence. Okay, it's confidential information. So for example, the health questions, how the system is set up, guys, as I understand it, is that there are different compartments, different panels, different areas. And so for the health related questions, that panel with those health related questions goes straight to the public health department. Okay, so each department, the questions are asked, it goes to that department, guys. So your information is kept strictly confidential. Okay, that's what they're saying. So you don't have to worry about sharing your information because it's going to be kept with strict confidence. All right, but they're going to need to know that, because when they make their decision, they're going to have to have, I tell you all the time, right? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We cannot make informed decisions unless we have all the information, right? And so they need all the information so that they can make informed decisions concerning your life. Yeah. And so they say, once everything is done, once you have put in all the information, all the correct information is placed in the different panels that are on the website. When you go on it, you will see, okay? They say within 3 days, you will receive conditional approval. Within 3 days, you'll receive conditional approval. Or, so you're going to get an email So it's either going to say, hey, you've been, congratulations, you've been conditionally approved, or it's going to be asking you for additional information. They cannot make a decision based on the information that you provided. They are going to want more information from you. So you're going to get that email also. So it's going to be either or. Either you're conditionally approved or they need more information based on what you have submitted. So guys, may ensure, right, to shorten the process, ensure that you put in the correct information and put in all the information that is required of you, okay? Ensure you do that. The minister says, given the limited capacity of a public healthcare system, we must at this time give priority